Okay, class, we're going to kick off week 5 of our sessions with discussions on part 5 within the Renz book and the elaborations on the overall theme for this week on human resource management. Those of you who have had my courses before know I have a certain position on the whole term of human resources, which I won't get into right now, but instead, of course, focus on the book content in this case, or at least use that as our point of departure, which concerns the fact that in the case of nonprofit organizations, or certainly most of them, the question of motivation of staff, of employees, is frankly an easier task than you will see in the private sector or the public sector. There are portions of the public sector that are frankly, this becomes a major concern. It turns out that the state of Texas is particularly bad at least is reflected by their turnover statistics. There is an attrition rate of over 10%, and this is consistently over 10% in Texas public agencies taken as a whole. And this is kind of across the board fairly consistent in the state of Texas, which tells me it's not a particularly good place to work if you're getting that kind of attrition in your public employees, particularly since the workforce, we'll gender this out a little bit, and it's always perilous, but you have a substantial number of female employees who generally are attracted to the public sector because traditionally it's been a very stable and an area of great security, great job security. And yet even there you're seeing what I see as extraordinary numbers of people leaving public service. Now, in the nonprofit sector, as I said, this becomes less of a concern because the organization's mission tends to draw like-minded people. And by the way, here's another clue to maybe the future of work, in that people are willing to expend effort regularly and consistently in causes that they believe in. And once you get that, then there's self-motivation, and the compensation issues become secondary. They don't disappear, but they're subordinated often by the fact that you are really doing something that you personally feel is worth doing and that you're personally dedicated to. So, to basically elaborate on the point made in the first chapter of part 5 in the Renz book, this is pretty clearly the case. I'll speak briefly to the private sector. There are portions of the private sector that have completely given up on motivation. McDonald's has a model where they don't expect their people to stay more than 6 months. That's the average tenure in a McDonald's. The turnover rates are such that they just accommodate that. They cycle people through, and they make the system more or less idiot-proof so that anybody just coming in off the street can basically put on a uniform and begin to learn the process of working for McDonald's. So, as I said, the nonprofit sector is fairly unique compared to the public and private sectors in that, in the case of the HR management dimension, they are advantaged because of the, and again, this presumes that you have a mission and you are pursuing that mission in a consistent way. People will work for that. And by the way, woe be to you, that is the organization, if the organization does not walk the walk and ends up departing from its mission. Your people are going to let you know that, usually fairly quickly. They're engaged, and that's all in all a good thing. And it also explains part of the reason why you have the appeal of and the growth of the nonprofit sector, nationally overall. Okay, so that's it. That's our entree into week 5. And as I said, now we also have presentations, by the way. The presentations are, as you can see from the syllabus, basically elaborations on the essay assignment in overall structure. It's just that you're presenting them instead of writing them down. So, begin that preparation. It's a good idea to start that sooner than later. Okay, and with that, carry on. As I said, the final study guide will be coming out shortly as well. Okay, bye-bye.